Let me know what city or country you're reading from in the comments, and if you're as sick of entitled bigots as I am, hit that like button. October 15th began like any normal Tuesday for me. Marcus Reynolds, a 25-year veteran and police chief of Elmwood City, I slipped into my best Navy suit, leaving my uniform behind for a standard city council meeting at 9 a.m. My laptop was preloaded with budget slides, crime stats seared into my brain, prepared to explain every whiff of our department's financing. The fresh fall air greeted me as I strode along Willow Lane to my car, my mind already in the council chamber. But as I turned onto Cedar Avenue, a scene unfolding that would challenge every scrap of restraint I'd developed over decades. It wasn't merely a confrontation. It was a masterclass in privilege and prejudice that would ignite a firestorm. A beat-up silver BMW parked in a driveway, its normally sleek body covered in mud, looking intentionally trashed. But it wasn't the car that brought me to a halt. Mite was the arrogant blonde kid, maybe 19, with a bucket and sponge, surrounded by two girls, straight out of a teen drama. Connor Langley, though I didn't know his name yet. The conceit of someone who'd never had real consequences. His backward cap and unbuttoned shirt yelled calculated rebellion. The girl, so blonde and a brunette, smiled as if they were party to a mean joke. "Hey, sir!" Connor shouted, his tone laced with assumed deference that made my skin crawl. I looked at my watch. 8:30, I just had time enough to get to the meeting. But something about this kid's smile shouted trouble. "Yes," I said, trying to sound even. "You look like you could use some money," Connor said, the girl snickering. "My car is filthy $5 to wash it." Interested, the word slapped me like a slap. Here I was, a suit that cost a month's rent and a polished briefcase, and this punk took me to be desperate for pocket change. The racial overtones weren't understated. They were a burning siren. "Thanks, but I'm not available," I said, stifling the heat rising in my chest. The blonde whispered something, and the brunette suppressed a laugh. Connor's feigned charm evaporated. "Come on, man. It's easy money, $5 for 20 minutes, better than minimum wage there." It was the assumption that a black man in a suit was just another laborer. I'd confronted this rubbish before, but the audacity still smarted. "I'll pass," I said. Moving towards my car, Connor's voice turned venomous. "Oh, I get it too good for honest work." The accusation wasn't just unfounded, it was an insight into his twisted way of thinking. Washing a car wasn't beneath me. His expectation that I should gravel for his crumbs was, "I have somewhere to be." I responded, my voice calm despite the storm. Raging inside, the brunette spoke up. "What a job interview at Burger King." Their laughter cut the morning air. My jaw gritted, but 25 years of de-escalation training restrained me. These were entitled stupid kids, oblivious. They were teasing a bear indeed. I said, checking my watch. "I'm headed to a city council meeting." Connor scoffed. "Yeah, and I'm having dinner with the governor." More laughs. The blonde began recording, obviously intending to make me the bad guy in their social media circus. "Listen." Connor pressed his tone lock, reasonable. "I know what this is. You people always want more than you're worth. $5 is fair. You people landed like a grenade." The girl's laughter stumbled. The blonde looking uncomfortable, I turned to exit. "I'm done here," I said. "Connor yelled behind me, 'When you're soliciting on the corner later. Keep in mind, I offered you honest work." I stopped, turned and grinned at him. Not warm, but the sort that causes prey to freeze. "There's a misconception about me," I said, my voice slicing glass. Connor shrugged, already tired. "Whatever your loss." Then his mother's voice thundered. "Connor James Langley." "What's the matter?" "Sharon." Langley stormed out. Her platinum blonde, flawless, her designer tracksuit screaming wealth. She looked over the scene like a general evaluating a battlefield, her gaze fixing on me with distaste. "Oh, I see," she sneered. "Mom, I was just—" Connor started. "Hush. Sweetie, I'll take care of this." Sharon interrupted, her voice sweet but poisoned. She moved toward me, phone in hand. "Sir," she spat, making the word a slur. "I don't know what scam you're running, but bothering my son for money won't fly." I blinked, stunned. "Excuse me, don't play stupid," she snapped. I know your kind, phony suits bullying kids for money. The girls were recording their phones like loaded guns. I could already envision the viral headlines, "Thug terrorizes teens" or "Mom stops." "Creep, ma'am. This is a misunderstanding." I explained my badge searing a hole in my pocket. I could have flashed it. Ended the circus. But I wanted to know how far they'd push the only misunderstanding. Sharon growled, "Is you thinking you can invade my neighborhood and threaten my family?" Her words colored her world. She was the victim, I was the predator. It was textbook entitlement racism, so blatant it was almost cartoonish. We offered him honest work, Connor continued, and he got all high and mighty. Sharon nodded. "Some people have no gratitude. I'm calling the police, deal with you." I smiled wider. "Great idea." She faltered, my calm unnerving her. "Don't try to frighten me," she said. Calling Connor egged her on call. "Mom, this dude's suspect." The blondelates call her Megan. Dropped her phone. "Let's just drop it." "No way." The brunette Lauren snapped, taping closer. "This is dynamite." Sharon patched through with dispatch. "We'll see how strong you are when the police get here." Connor, feeling bulletproof, took the bucket. "You need to calm down," he told her, and before Sharon could move, he dumped the dirty water on me. It soaked my shirt, splattered my suit, and dripped onto the pavement. The street went silent except for the drip-drip of water. Sharon gasped, not out of horror, but fear of consequences. "Connor, why'd you do that?" she shrieked. He laughed, high-fiving Lauren. "It's just water. He probably needed it." Megan stopped filming, pale guys. "This isn't funny anymore. It's epic." Lauren countered, zooming in. I reached into my pocket and Sharon flinched. "Don't move. I've got the police on speed dial." "No need," I replied, producing my badge and flipping it open. The gold shield shone, rewriting the scene at lightning speed. Police Chief Marcus Reynolds, Elmwood City PD. The silence was oppressive. Sharon's face turned ghost white. Connor's smirk crumpled into panic. The girls froze their phones, now recording their downfall. "That's impossible," Sharon stammered. "Very possible," I replied. "Water dripping. Let's do this properly, Connor. Let the bucket fall." The clatter echoing. "I didn't know you were a cop. That's not the problem," I said. "Would you have acted this way to a white man in a suit?" The question weighed on them. They knew the answer. "We can straighten this out." Sharon pleaded, "No harm done, right?" "Just water." I saw my destroyed suit. No harm assault of a police officer is a felony with racial intent. It is a hate crime. Panic gripped them. Sharon, the self-appointed police enthusiast with thin blue line sticker on her SUV, crumbled. "Please, we didn't mean it. We're good people." "Good people don't think a black man's a vagrant," I said. Connor mumbled. "I'm sorry. If I'd known, would it have made a difference if I weren't a cop?" I asked. "Silence, Mrs. Langley," I said. Pulling my phone. "Are there any warrants I should be aware of?" Her eyes opened wide. "No. We're law-abiding, are you?" I pointed to my shirt. "This says otherwise. I conceal the dirty BMW, fascinating car scenario appearance. Deliberate, unregistered car wash shop, noise infringement." They swapped frightening glances and recording an attack. I mentioned, adding nodding at the females. "That's proof for the prosecutor." "We're going to edit it," Megan blurted. "Don't," I said. "Evidence tampering is obstruction," Sharon whispered. "What do you do?" I wanted to reach my appointment without being ambushed. I told, checking on my watch, 8:55, I'd miss. "Here's the offer. I'm calling this insult, disorderly conduct, potential hate crime, or their eyes lighting up, or 100 hours of community service, each 50 hours with inner-city children shelters, parks, 50 hours of diversity training, anger management, bias workshops." The girls received 25 hours each. They nodded wildly. I called Detective Alvarez, Chief Reynolds, 721, Cedar Avenue, bring community service forms, and Sergeant Carter, Outreach Coordinator. "We've got a teachable moment." While we waited, I said to the girls, "Think hard about what you post. Defamation or inciting harassment is punishable." Megan nodded. Lauren muttered, "This is messed up." "What's messed up?" I snapped, "is thinking it's cool to demean someone based on race." Alvarez and Carter showed up, their uniforms, accentuating the Langley's fear attack on an officer. I said, "They're doing community service." Carter explained the conditions, any misstep, and its felony charges. They agreed. Shell-shocked, 6 months later, Alvarez gave me an email from Connor Chief Reynolds. My community service is up soon, and I owe you. I was a racist, arrogant jerk who hurt you. The Jefferson Park kids changed, Methy re-brilliant facing challenges. I never knew the training was brutal, confronting my privilege, but Sergeant Carter didn't let me dodge it. I'm switching to social work to make a difference. My mom's changed too. Pushing police reform, I don't expect forgiveness, just a chance to prove I'm better. Alvarez noted Connor's dedication. Early, tireless, gifted with kids. Sharon had begun a community police bridge program. I responded, praising his growth and making a suggestion for his program not out of kindness, but due to the fact that true change is worthy of support. A year later at a community meeting, I told the story during Q&A. Someone asked if I'd been too lenient before I could respond. Connor stood. I'm the man who assaulted Chief Reynolds. I was racist, arrogant. He could have destroyed me, but he gave me an opportunity to confront my ugliness. The children I tutor. The training altered my perception of the world. The audience exploded in applause. Sharon presented me with pictures of their service, Connor teaching her feeding the homeless. What you began didn't end, she told me 3 years later. I received a wedding invitation. Connor Langley and Nia Thompson at Jefferson Park Center. Nia, a child he'd tutored, had taken his heart. Their note invited me to officiate at the ceremony. I spoke of Connor transformation outgrowing his worst Nia's. Encouragement to see his potential. Their vows were raw. Connor's color, brave love, Nia's belief in redemption. The cheers were a symphony of unity. 6 months after a birth announcement came, Marcus Connor Langley Thompson named for me. That bucket of water had washed away their prejudice. Revealing a family reborn revenge wasn't coughs or fines. It was seeing bigots become advocates. A community rethink justice and a chief rediscover why he served true power isn't destruction.